The thing about creating on YouTube is, for me now, is that as someone who is creating on YouTube, I see things differently now, because in the past I just used to watch people, you're just watching. And now it's so different because as a creator, I have that eye where every single day I am meeting new creators, I'm meeting bigger creators every single day. And it's like, what? This place has millions and millions and millions of people and of bigger people. And it makes me feel sometimes as if I am in competition. I'm trying to swim to the surface in a place that is very saturated, and there are people who are already bigger and they have made it so far in the journey. But I understand that feeling that is kind of feeds into a fear story and a limiting story that success belongs to a handful of people. And if I see people who are already developed in their creatorship, in their content creation, it's like, I don't know how to explain this, but it's like when I see that the content creation space is very crowded. I don't really think it's crowded. It's very it's so many people. I meet so many different people every day, and that has me feeling like, how am I going to thrive in this? But that really comes not from my highest space, because I understand that from my highest state of being, I realize I'm on my own journey, really. And it's not about comparing or looking at what people have achieved in their lives and feeling less than. It's not about looking at people who have achieved some development in their content creation journey and feeling threatened by that, really, and feeling like it pushes me behind. Comparison really is a killer of joy, because every time I have to compare my journey with someone else who is beginning, someone else who is far, like who began earlier and is at a, let's say, a little bit ahead, really, it makes me feel some type of way. And it's the fact I am experiencing myself experience this. So I feel like when I feel these feelings, I allow myself to experience myself feeling it, and to really tell myself the truth, to understand that these feelings comes from a place of, ouch, bitch, a cat just scratched me. Shadow, Talia, ebu enda uko na hiyo shadow, mpeleke uko ananigwara. What was I saying? I realized that thinking that there's so, it's like you can't not start a business because there's so many people who own businesses. That doesn't even make sense, right? Because it comes from feeling threatened by other people's successes and other people's part of the journey. It comes from a place of like believing that success really belongs to a handful of people, or from overlooking who you are and where you are on your journey. And like it just feels like the opposite of a power move. It feels like rendering yourself powerless for being a beginner, you know? And I know one day I'm going to be that person that a beginner looks at and feels like, how did she make it to that space? And I can really appreciate what this space or this phase or this stage is really teaching me. I am kind of letting go of fear stories and limiting stories. Everything that is telling me I can't make it because there's so many people doing the same shit I'm doing is like, I can see it. I can experience what it makes me feel like and still let go of it and still lean on something greater, lean on something that makes me feel empowered. And the same thing, you can't stop going for your dreams because everyone like has a dream. You can't not start a business because everyone has a business, because like so many people own a business. You can't not want to make money because everyone else is making money, you know? So I can't stop creating because so many people are creating. I can't downplay what it means to begin, you know, what this stage of my content creation is. I can't overlook what it's teaching me and everything that is coming up now, because for some reason also my For You page has changed and I'm meeting so very many different creators, and it's really dawning on me how there's so many people, and I usually tell myself really that humanity is my community. So as many people as there are, that has to be, I don't want to look at it as a threat. I don't want to look at it as something that I want to look at it as something that paves a way for me, you know? I want to look at this as something that paves way for me, and instead of looking at the fact that there's so many people venturing into the same thing I'm trying to venture into, instead of looking at it as something that slims down my chances of winning, I really want to approach things from a higher place of being, and trusting that this is how it's supposed to be, because I don't think success or winning or doing what you truly want to is for a handful of people. Girl, no. So I'm loving that I can experience these things, express it, and still move like flawlessly, and move flawlessly through feelings of doubt, through feelings of, what are these feelings? Feelings of fear about what I'm pursuing. I can appreciate the person that I am today because this woman that I am today can look at things this way, you know. I can appreciate that. So maybe to someone out there it may seem like there's so much competition. It may seem like everyone else is doing the same. I don't know. It may seem like your chances of winning are like so tiny. But maybe what I'm really meant to learn is that I do what I do not for anyone else, but for me. As long as it makes me feel good, as long as I'm expressing myself, as long as I'm creating a space where I can exist as my highest and best self in each and every moment, then I'm winning. I'm winning. And so for me, the random is just really a blessing, because maybe if I hadn't taken this path, I wouldn't be experiencing everything that I experience as I am, you know? I don't if I wasn't creating on YouTube, I wouldn't feel these feelings, you know, like, oh, creators. And so I can appreciate that what I'm doing is exposing me to so many parts of me, and really mirroring to me my own fears and limiting beliefs, and also, like, in at the same time, it is providing me with an open door and an opportunity to move from a higher place, to realize, oh, this is what it feels like, this is how I've been thinking, expressing it, and moving forward in a higher way, in a more empowering way, you know. So for everyone who is a beginner, for everyone who feels like things are not in your favor, feel those feelings, experience it, and move from a higher place. You don't have to believe those stories. You can tell yourself something that is more empowering to you, and you can keep moving. And I trust that one day you will look back and be grateful that you began. And as much as beginning is not really the easiest thing ever, it is a most enriching experience. So, yeah.